And we continue Gemara in Gittin Daf Mem Gimel, continuing the long and intricate halachas of Avodim. We pick it up on Mem Beis. We're about 15 lines from the bottom. The first word of line is Medrash Chachamim Hu. We began this Gemara yesterday, in which the Gemara asks, Ibayilu Ma'okov Get Shechor Oichel B'Tshuma Ino Oichel B'Tshuma. We have an Eved who was freed but did not receive the document, the Shtar Shechor yet. Could that Eved, if the master is a Koyin, continue eating Truma or not? And the Gemara explains, Kinin Kaspo Amarachmanav, I love Kinin Kaspo. Do we say that who gets to eat Truma? An acquisition. Whereas this Eved is no longer an acquisition because he was freed. Or perhaps keeping the Mechosik at Shechor, Kinin Kaspo, Karina Bay, as long as the Eved Lamaisa wasn't freed, it's considered the Koyin's acquisition. So Tashema says the Gemara, let's bring a raya, Damra Misharshia. Koyhenesh in his Ariv Velada Bivlad Shivchasa. If I have a Koyhenes who her Vlad, the child, was mixed up with the Vlad of a Shivcha, of a slave woman. And now I don't know which child, which Vlad is a slave and which one is a koyin. The halacha is both children eat truma and they get one portion on by the granary. Higdilu when they grow up. Higdilu atarayvis, excuse me. When this mixture, these children grow up, Mishachrin zeh, they free each other, and then Lamaisa, they both become free people. So what do we see? We see that even though they have not yet been freed, they're allowed to eat Truma. And you just told me, so this is going to be a raya, that even though they're Mechusar get Shechor, it's still Kini and Kaspa, Karina Bay, and you could get Truma. Says the Gemara, no raya, Hachi Ashta. Over there it's a suffix. So if Eliyahu Navi Klabi Shemaya Galio would teach me this is one that's indeed an Eved, then he'll have the status of a Kidin Kaspo and he'll be able to eat to the Truma. Hacha Bayas Lav Kidin Kaspo Klal, because Eved was freed, and therefore there's no raya from that case. And we continue, says the Gemara, Yibayi Lahu Eved Shemachar Rabbi Likinas. If a master sold his Eved for the Kinas, in the event that Eved is killed by a Shar, the Kinas Machar or Einai Machar. What is the status with this Eved? Is such a sale valid or not? So says the Gemara, Tibayi L'Rameir, Tibayi L'Rabban. This kasha is a kasha both on Rameir and on Rabban. Tibayi L'Rameir, 4 lines to the bottom, Adikali Kom Rameir, Adam Akdev Shalbad Alam. Rameir holds one could give away something that's not yet in this world. But says Rameir, only with regard to Peiros Dekel, only with regard to the fruit of the palm tree. Why? Because they normally grow. But by the Kinas payment, do you know that he's going to be gored? Delma, maybe the owner will be Maidel Miftar. We know Maidel Kinas is Potter. So says the Gemara, even according to Rameir, we have a kasha. Meaning we said, even Afil Rameir Tabayilach normally holds Adamak the Davar Shabalaylam. Maybe that does not apply in our case. So says the Gemara, let's try to prove V'tibayil Rabbanan. And the question is, should be according to the Rabbanan. That what? Can look on Rabbanan that in on the Makdav Shabbat Ilam Elikon Peiros Deko Dashtam Yulis right now they're not in this world. Of Haka Shar Evid Lamais the Shar's life Evid is alive. Therefore, maybe one could give away and could sell the future Kanasim even according to the Rabbanan. So we're basically sticking that this Shaila, this Ibayilu, 5 lines to the bottom, Beis, whether if the Evid is sold by his master, whether he still gets the Kanas or not, is a kasha according to a Shaila according to everyone. So Amar Rav Abba Toshema, let's bring a raya. V'yalid bayis. It says in the Torah, V'yalid bayis. Someone's born in the Kohen's house. Mata malaymar im kinin kasef. Oyechel Yilibayis like Oish again. What is the Torah teaching us? It's teaching us that just like Kinyan Kesef is able to eat the Truma, so to Yilid Bayis, slaves born in the Kohen's house will as well eat Truma. So says the Gemara, Ilu Kain Isi Omer, if that was true, I could have said, Ma Kinyan Kesef Shish B'Shava Kesef, Oichel, Af Yilid Bayis Shish B'Shava Kesef, Oichel. But Uminayin, Shavel B'Yishin B'Shava Klum, how do we know that even if the Eved is worth nothing, how do we know that Eved is still allowed to eat Truma? Tam Lemri Lid Bayis, Mikol Makayim. Continues the Raisa, 10 lines down. First one line is Vadayin Ani Omer. Yilid Bayis when it comes to someone born in the house. Bein Sheish B'Shava Kesef, Bein Shein B'Shava Kesef. Oichel, irregardless whether Shava Kesef Allah is going to be that he's able to eat. Why? Says the Gemara, Ki Truma Kos Tamulay Mar. Bein Sheish B'Shava Oichel Kinyan Kesef Yishbai. One more second. Yeah. Kinyan Kesef. However, when it comes to Kinyan Kesef, Yish B'Shava Kesef Oichel, Ein B'Y Shava Kesef Ein Oichel. It's going to be subjective whether there is a Shava Kesef or not. Tamalayim. That's what you would have thought. Kinyan Kesef V'Lid Beis Oimai Lid Beis Av V'Sheinu Shava Klum Av V'Sheinu Shava Klum Oichel Av Kinyan Kesef Av V'Sheinu Shava Klum is going to be Oichel V'Is Al Gedaitach. So says the Gemara, and here's a Raya. If you're going to tell me that what? It's a good sale, the Eved can be sold away for his kinas. Is it possible that the sale, the fat Mika Avda, that the Eved himself cannot be sold by the kinas, even if the Eved has absolutely no value, still someone will pay him a pruta, then maybe if he's going to get gored, he's going to have to pay. So he answers the Gemara in, you're right. Ika Eved Treifa. That's such a case. Ask the Gemara, Chazna make him kamei. Say, what do you mean the baby, the child could live? Answers Gemara, B'mnoval Umukas Shchen. And now with that, we move on to what we shall call the third part of today's shir. And the Gemara continues with another Shaila. 10 lines from the white lines. If a chetzi married a regular freed woman, what's the halacha? In Tibs Lamer, if you're going to tell me Ben Yisrael, Shamar Labas Yisrael, his Kadash, you can marry someone in halves. Mekudesh asks, why? The Chazi Lekule, it's ostensibly fit to marry the whole person. You're just not doing it. So therefore, the Kedusha will be Chal. But in our case, Allah Chazi Lekule, since the Eved is part free, part owned, he's not Chazi. So this free person, Bim, Tim Zuleimar. Ben Yisrael Mekadesh Chatzi Isha. Eina Mekudeshes. Why the Shari B'Kinyana? It's not a full-fledged Kinyan. Vave Lo Shari B'Kinyana. But Eved is not leaving over anything with the Kinyan. So Mahi. What is the halacha? If an Eved is a Chetzi Eved, can he go and marry a woman who is a freed woman or not? So Tashema says the Gemara, quoting a pasuk about this ox killing. Hey, Miss Mishachazi Avchazi Ben Chayrin. What's the halacha? We've seen this. Nazichazi Kanas the Rabbi V'Chazi Kayveli Yarshav. V'Amr Kedushin Lav Kedushin Yarshem Minale. Why are there any Yarshem who's never married? So Amar Avad Rabbi Gishasai Treif. You know what's going on over here? That the ox made him a treif, but we didn't actually kill him. My Yarshav Nafshay. What does it mean Yarshav? It means the slave himself, since he's still alive. Therefore, he collects the payment. Says the Gemara, not so fast. Amar Rava, 4 lines down. Shtei Chuvas Badavar. Chad the Yarshim Ktani says Yarshim. Void Kaiferu. It's a din of Kaifer. Rama Yishlakish. Kaifin in Mishtalim. Ella Lachar Misa says Rish Lakish. So it's now Yarshim can refer to. Ella Amar Rava. Roy Lito. Ve'ein Loi. What's the halacha? Says Rava, that the avadim, the Yarshim, I should say, are really illegible. They're really, it's magia lehem to receive the chatzi koifer, but since the slave has no such thing, therefore it does not apply. So Amar Rava, Continues the Gemara, the dinam of Chati Evet, Chati Ben Chayrim. What happens when she, a woman who is such, went and got married? So Amar Rav, Kshem Shemekad Chati Ena Mikudashes, Ka Chati Shivcha VeChati Bas Chayrin, Sheniskasha Ena Kedushin Kedushin. It's not going to be Kedushin just like a regular person cannot. Darish Avar Ravuna Kshem Shemekad Chati Isha Ena Mikudashes, Ka Chati Shivcha VeChati Bas Chayrin, Sheniskasha Ena Mikudashes. Meaning, the Kedushin should be the source to show you that it doesn't work. So Amrli Rav Chisda responds back, Rav Chisda mi dami asam shayr bikin yanay chaloy shayr bikin yanay. So Hadar Aikim Rav Ravuna Amayra Alei Vidarish. Rav Ravuna found in Amayra and it darshan as follows. V'amechshela azais. And this stumbling block tachs yodechas under your hand. And under Ma'imid al Divrei Torah and Kain, Nirshal Bohem, only via the falling could we eventually fuse our end result. Is Shenitzkacha Kedushin Kedushin my time awesome Shar B'Kinyanai Hachal Shar B'Kinyanai Amar Rav Sheshkim Gad Chatzi Shavin Mikdashes Chatzi Shivcha v'Chatzi Bas Chayrin Shenitzkacha Ein Kedushin, the same thing. V'im lashcha adam laimar, if someone whispers in your ear and says, Ezi shivcha charufa, zu shechatzi shivcha v'chatzi bas chayrin, ha'ma'ura also le'eved ivri. If we have such a scenario in which we have the Chatzia Isha v'Chatzia Bas Chayrin, which is did Kedushin Muras Levin Ivri Alma Basis Rusihi. So what do you see? You see that a half a person is indeed able to take in Kedushin. So Amar La, you should tell him. Master Yisasi Amar La, Kalach Itzar Yishmael. Go to Rabbi Yishmael, Shuaymer, B'Shivcha Kananis Amuras Levid Ivri, B'Shivcha Kananis Basas Rusi, and that's going to be the case. What does Murasas mean? It must be Muchades to the Eved, but not that there actually was Kiddushin. And the Gemara proves this point. Hacha Nami, my Murasas is Muchades. So says Rav Chisda, Amar Rav Chisda, 2 lines from the bottom. Em Gimel Amar Aleph, Chatzia Yishivcha v'Chatzia Bas Chayrin Sheniskachel L'Ruvim v'Nishachar v'Chosam v'Niskachel L'Shimon U'Meisu Shneim Misi Abemes, the Levi, they're both considered Yibums. They both have the same level of Zika, and therefore they should sit Shiva together. As we turn over to Mem Gimel Amar Beis, continues the Gemara, Ve'inani Kairei Bas Isha Sheni Ve'inani Kariba Ishas Shnei Mesim. I don't have to label this woman as the wife of 2 men that she killed. That's not going to be the title we're going to give her. Why not? Why is she not considered both the widow of Reuven and Shimon? Now, Shach says the Gemara Mem Gilom Beis 2 lines down. Kedushi the Reuven, Kedushi the Shimon, Lav Kedushi the Shimon, Kedushi the Reuven, Lav Kedushi. Says the Gemara, since both their Kedushi are not simultaneously coexisting, that's the reason why it's not going to be so simple. So Itmar continues the Gemara. What's the halacha? Rav Yosef Bar Chama Amar Rav Nachman Paku Kedushin de Reuven. The first original Kedushin is Paka, dissolves, and then that's how Rav Yosef Bar Chama Amar Rav Nachman says. Rav Zera says the name of Rav Nachman Amar Rav Nachman Gamru because Shirish, I know the first Kedushin is absolute when she becomes freed, and therefore she's going to be fully married. So Amar Rav Zera says, Rav Zera Kavasei Didi Mistavra says, Rav Zera, I like my Svara Dechsev Lo Yemusu Ki Lo Chupasa, that it says that this Chatzia Shivcha and the Bayal is not put to death. Why? Because she's not fully freed. Ha Chupasa Yamusu, but if she was fully freed, then she would be put to death. So what do we see? That the fact that she did Kedushin is complete for a later date when she's going to be full redeemed. Amar le'abayu l'tanat v'ri Yishmael to Amar shivcha kinanis hamareses la'eved ivri of la'eved ivri achanami t'chi chovsha yamusu, asks the Gemara. What do you have to answer me? That's the case. The same case. Amar Ravuna, before we finish this part of Shir, Bar Gittin Rav Yitzchak Ma'aseh Misha Achas. Shechetz Yishev Chetz Bas Chayrin V'Kavos Rav Bas Chayrin Kiman Ki Rav Yechlam En Broika Damar Al Shnei Mo'amer. Both on the man and the woman, what does it say? Ve'varach Chayisei Lakim V'Yomer V'Goymer Peruvu Malu Arz V'Goymer Rav Nachman Yitzchak Loi Mineg Hefker Naguba. This is not Hefker, this is the real deal. And with that, we really should call it a day, but let's just see the Mishnah to begin the next year. Says the Mishnah, what's the halacha? Yatsa ben chayrim. If you sell your eved either to a guy or you sell the eved outside of Eretz Yisrael, the eved goes free. So Tan Rabbanan Ameicher Avdei la'akom yatsa l'chayir zach get shechur me'Rabbi Rishon. Amar Rashbag, Medvar Mushal Kasalav Oinoi, Kasalav Oinoi, Zehu Shechroroi. Says Rashbag that a fascinating halacha that if they wrote Oinoi, if they wrote a document when they were sold, then that is the Shechror. My Oinoi Amar Rav Shisha is the Chasiv Lei Hachi, like we just said, Chativra Menu in the Isek Bach, he's acquiescing prior that if the Evid runs away, he'll have no Isik with him. We'll pick it up in the 2 dots in the next year. Siyata Dishmaya.